A spark in the dark. Welcome to our YouTube channel in the Incredible Stories niche, where we reveal fateful moments that change lives and inspire hearts. Today we will tell the story that shook New York and the world, about a little homeless girl who saved a wealthy millionaire, revealed her family's secret and grew up to lead a media empire, changing it forever. This touching saga of courage, love and legacy will show how one good deed can rewrite destinies and leave a mark on eternity.
Before the story starts, please write in the comments what country you are watching and listening to this story from. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, and like us so you don't miss new, interesting, exciting, incredible stories.
In the shadows of Manhattan skyscrapers, where the lights of Times Square shine and taxis buzz, 10-year-old Lily Wilson hid. Her large gray eyes, framed by tousled brown hair, expressed a mixture of fear and quiet hope. Lily was homeless. She lived in an alley off 42nd Street, in a house of cardboard boxes covered with a leaky tarp. Her only treasure was a faded photograph of a young woman with a gentle smile, her mother, Anne, who had died of pneumonia 5 years earlier. Lily was always accompanied by Mr. Whiskers, a fluffy gray cat that she fed crumbs from garbage cans. Lily had no memory of how she ended up on the street. Her memories of her mother were fragmentary: the smell of lavender soap, a lullaby, a warm hand stroking her head. After Anne's death, Lily was put in a shelter, but ran away, afraid that her only link to the past would be taken away. She survived by collecting bottles, stealing buns from bakeries, and avoiding social services. The locals called her Little Shadow for her ability to disappear when danger approached. Despite all the hardships, Lily remained kind. She shared food with other homeless people and whispered stories about the stars to Mr. Mustache. In the winter of 2023, New York City was frozen to the bone. Lily shivered in her cardboard shelter, wrapped in an old blanket. One evening, while looking for food near the Golden Spire restaurant on Fifth Avenue, she noticed a man in an expensive coat who suddenly fell to the sidewalk. A crowd gathered, but no one rushed to help. Lily, forgetting her fear, rushed to him. The man, with gray hair and a pale face, was wheezing, clutching his chest. "Help!" she shouted, but the people only hummed. Lily remembered how her mother had taught her how to administer first aid. She unbuttoned her husband's coat, found a pill case in the pocket, nitroglycerin, which Anne took for her heart, and placed one under his tongue. Her small hands were shaking, but she began to press rhythmically on her chest, whispering, "Hold on, uncle, hold on." 5 minutes later, an ambulance arrived. The paramedics, seeing Lily, were amazed. "Girl, you saved his life." The husband, Victor Grayson, a 62-year-old millionaire and owner of the Grayson media empire, was taken to the hospital. Lily, dirty and scared, disappeared into the alley, clutching a photo of her mother. Victor Grayson was a New York legend. His media empire owned television stations, newspapers, and streaming platforms, shaping the minds of millions. With his gray hair, sharp eyes, and impeccable suits, he seemed invulnerable. But behind the facade was a man broken by losses. His wife Elizabeth had died of cancer 15 years earlier, and his only daughter Catherine had left him after an argument 10 years earlier. Victor suffered from angina, but ignored doctors, considering weakness unacceptable. His life was empty, filled only with business and loneliness. The night Lily saved him, Victor had a heart attack. At Mount Sinai Hospital, he came to, learning from a nurse that the homeless girl had done the impossible. Victor, used to being in control, was stunned. Why would a child who had nothing risk it for him? He hired a private investigator, Ray Thompson, to find Lily. "I have to thank her," he said, holding the pills she had used. Ray, a 45-year-old detective with a kind heart, scoured the back alleys of Manhattan. A week later, he found Lily near her cardboard shelter, shivering from the cold, holding Mr. Mustache. "I don't want any trouble," she whispered, hiding the photo. Ray reassured her, that man wants to help. You're a hero. Lily, distrustful of adults, agreed to go only on the condition that the cat go with her. At the hospital, Victor saw Lily, thin, in a torn jacket, with the cat in her arms. Her gray eyes, full of caution, struck him. They reminded him of Catherine as a child. "Thank you, little one," he said, extending his hand. Lily stepped back, but Mr. Mustache purred as if approvingly. Victor offered her food and warm clothes, but Lily replied, "I don't need any. Just don't die." Her words struck him right in the heart. Victor couldn't let Lily back out on the street. He paid for a hotel room for her, hired a social worker, Sofia Martinez, and asked her to look after Mr. Mustache. Lily, despite her mistrust, began to open up. She told Sophie about her mother, showed her a photo of Anne. Sophia was struck by Lily's resemblance to someone, but she couldn't remember who. Doctors warned Victor that without heart surgery, he wouldn't live a year. He decided to give Lily a chance at a new life. Through his Grayson Foundation, he arranged for her to be adopted by the Clarks, Emily and John, who lived in a cozy house in Brooklyn. Lily moved in with them, getting a warm room with a bed and bookshelves. But she missed the alley where she felt free, and she was afraid to forget her mother. The news of Lily's act made it to the press. The New York Times published an article titled "Little Heroine Saves Tycoon," and the hashtag Little Shadow Hero went viral. People sent Lily books, clothes, and toys for her cat. She asked them to give everything to the homeless, saying, "I know what it's like to be invisible." Her modesty won hearts. Victor, recovering from surgery, visited Lily. He brought her books about space, because she dreamed of touching the stars. Their conversations were a comfort to him. Lily, despite her poverty, had the wisdom he lacked. "Why are you alone?" she asked, noticing his sadness. Victor told her about Catherine, who had left him after a fight. Lily hugged him, saying, "She'll come back. Just tell her you love her." Sophia, while browsing through the asylum archives, found records of Anne Wilson. Her last name didn't explain anything, but Sophia discovered that Anne had worked as a maid at the Grayson mansion in the 2010s. It seemed like a strange coincidence. She showed Anne's photo to Victor, and he paled. "That's her. Our maid." He remembered the young woman who sang lullabies and loved lavender. But why is Lily her daughter? Victor hired Ray to dig deeper. Ray discovered the shocking truth, and was the mistress of Catherine, Victor's daughter. In 2012, Catherine, a 25-year-old rebel, fell in love with Anne, but Victor was furious when he found out. He deemed it unacceptable for the family's reputation, fired Anne and forced her to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Catherine, in despair, left the house, and Anne, pregnant, disappeared. Lily, born in 2013, was Anne's daughter. And Catherine's. Victor was stunned. Lily was his granddaughter. He contacted Catherine, who lived in San Francisco, working as an artist. "Did you know about the child?" he asked. Catherine, sobbing, confessed, she did not know about Anne's pregnancy, but had been looking for her for years. Having learned of Anne and Lily's deaths on the street, Catherine flew to New York. Lily and Catherine's meeting at the Clark house was full of tears. Catherine saw Anne's features in Lily, the same eyes, the same laughter. "I am your mother," she whispered, hugging the girl. Lily, frightened at first, felt a warmth she had not known since childhood. A DNA test confirmed, Catherine was her mother. Victor, standing aside, cried for the first time in a decade. Lily moved in with Catherine in San Francisco, where she began a new life. She went to school, learned to draw like her mother, and looked after Mr. Yusik. Catherine introduced her to the world of art, and Victor, having reconciled with his daughter, became a grandfather, spending weekends with Lily. He gave her a telescope to bring the stars closer, and Lily spent hours staring at the sky, whispering, "Mom Ann, are you there?" Lily's secret shook New York. The press exploded with headlines, "A millionaire's granddaughter lived on the streets." Catherine and Victor publicly apologized, admitting their mistakes. Lily used the attention to help others. She founded the Shadows of Light Foundation for Homeless Children, which is funded by the Grayson Foundation. In 2024, the foundation opened a shelter in Brooklyn named after Ann. At the opening, Lily said, "No one should be invisible." Her words inspired thousands. But the new life brought challenges. At school, Lily was teased for her past, calling her a beggar. She withdrew into herself, longing for the alley where no one judged. Catherine, seeing her pain, enrolled her in art therapy, where Lily painted a picture, she and Ann under the starry sky. The picture ended up in a school exhibition, and a local gallery owner, Evan Cross, suggested that Lily hold a solo exhibition. "You have a voice," he said. The exhibition Shadows of the Stars in 2025 became a sensation. Lily, who was 12, presented paintings about homelessness, loss and hope. Her works, Starlit Alleys and Silhouettes of Ann, moved critics. The proceeds went to Shadows of Light. Victor, proud of his granddaughter, felt for the first time that his wealth had meaning. In 2027, when Lily was 14, she found letters from Ann hidden in an old box among Catherine's belongings. Ann wrote about her love for Catherine, her fear of Victor, and her dream of raising Lily in a house with a garden. One letter was addressed to her unborn child, "My little star, I will give you heaven." Lily sobbed as she read it, but the letters revealed a new secret, and mentioned a treasure hidden in New York that was supposed to secure their future. Lily, Catherine, and Victor returned to New York to solve the mystery. Ray Thompson, now a family friend, helped track down Ann. They found the old box in the basement of the house where Ann worked as a maid. It contained jewelry, a pearl necklace and a diamond ring that Elizabeth, Victor's wife, had given Ann before she died. Elizabeth knew about Catherine's affair and wanted to help Ann. Victor, shocked, realized how his pride had ruined his daughter's life. Lily donated the jewelry, valued at $2 million, to expand Shadows of Light. She opened a network of shelters across the United States, hiring Sofia Martinez as director. Lily became a symbol of the fight against poverty, speaking at the United Nations in 2028. Her speech, "Every Shadow Deserves Light," was broadcast around the world. In 2030, Victor turned 69 and his health deteriorated. He decided to hand over Grayson Media to Catherine, but she refused, considering the business cold. Lily, who was 17, surprised everyone, "I want to try." She was a Stanford student studying journalism and sociology and dreamed of changing the media. "People need to hear the truth, not the noise," she said. Victor appointed Lily as an intern at Grayson Media, but the board of directors, led by the ambitious Edward Klein, scorned her. "A girl from the streets?" they taunted. Lily, however, proved her mettle. She launched the Voices of the Shadows Project, a series of reports on marginalized communities that garnered millions of views. Her ideas, interactive platforms where people shared stories, revived the company. In 2033, after Victor's death, Lily, who turned 20, became CEO of Grayson Media. She reformed the empire, making it ethical. She stopped yellow journalism, invested in education and supported Shadows of Light. Catherine, proud of her daughter, opened an art school for children from orphanages. Mr. Mustache, although old, remained nearby, purring on her lap. By 2035, Lily, a 22-year-old leader, was recognized as one of the most influential women in the world. Her book Star Shadows became a bestseller, and the Netflix film about her life won awards. She founded the End Space Foundation, funding star research, fulfilling a childhood dream. Lily visited End's shelter in Brooklyn, telling children, "You are not shadows. You are light." Her paintings hung in museums, and a portrait of Anne and Catherine became a symbol of love. New York remembered Little Shadow, who became a star, proving that kindness and courage are stronger than any wealth. Thank you very much for watching our story to the end. Subscribe to the channel, like it, leave comments, so you don't miss new, interesting, exciting stories. See you soon.